Hello all, today we are here for the development of tongue. To know about development of tongue, you have to know about this diagram very particularly. So this diagram says about this is a development of tongue that starts at the 4th month of intrauterine life. So in this figure of the tongue development, when it comes for a 5-mark question, you have to write points as well as the equal importance to the diagram. So coming to this point, when we see, first you see lingual swellings. Lingual is related to tongue. Then you see tuberculum impaired. Then you see foramen cecum. Then you see the hypopharyngeal eminence, that is cranial part and the caudal part. So lingual swelling, tuberculum impaired, foramen cecum, hypopharyngeal eminence of cranial and caudal part. So let's go. First, it starts at 4th month of intrauterine life. Develops from the ventral surface of first pharyngeal pouch. So you have to know about first pharyngeal pouch. I will be uploading it on the pharyngeal pouches very soon. So starts at the 4th month of intrauterine life. So intrauterine life is inside the fetal life beginning. So it is from the ventral surface of first pharyngeal pouch. It has 3 stages. What are the 3 stages? Initial stage, intermediate stage and fusion stage. What do you mean by initial stage? That is we can see the median tongue bed, that is tuberculum impaired. If you see the tuberculum impaired separately, that is the initial stage, flanked by the 2 lingual swellings, that is these 2 lingual swellings. They are flanked, they are separated. When you see this separated, that's the initial stage. What do you mean by intermediate stage? The lateral tongue bud grows rapidly and begin to fuse, overgrowing the tuberculum impaired. That is, these started to grow rapidly and they begin to fuse, overgrowing. That is, they fuse the growing tuberculum impaired. See the tuberculum impaired and the lingual swellings. They started to fuse. What is meant by that? The fusion stage. Lateral buds, other lingual swellings merge to form anterior 2/3 of tongue and posterior parts fuse to form the large hypobranchial eminence. So the lateral buds or lingual swellings, they merge to form the anterior 2/3. When you see this is the anterior 2/3. Then what do you mean by the posterior 1/3? The other ones which fuses to forms, that is who? That is the hypopharyngeal eminence. That forms the posterior 1/3. The foramen cecum that forms and the sulcus terminalis that divides the anterior and posterior parts of the tongue. So anterior 2/3 of the tongue is formed by the lingual swellings, and the posterior 1/3 is formed by the hypopharyngeal eminence. So what are the 3 stages? Initial stage, intermediate stage and the fusion stage. So we can see the median tongue bud tuberculum impaired, flanked by the 2 lingual swellings. Intermediate stage, the lateral tongue bud grows rapidly and behind to fuse, overgrowing the tuberculum impaired. The fusion stage, lateral buds and the lingual swellings merge to form the anterior 2/3 of the tongue and posterior part fuse to form the large hypobranchial eminence. So when you come to the developmental anomalies, so aglosia, complete agenesis, so that is no fusion of tongue. Bifid tongue is a split tongue in anterior 2/3. When what forms the anterior 2/3? We already discussed, it is formed by the lingual swellings. When this lingual swellings doesn't fuses together, they form the split tongues. Tongue tie or angloglosia, incomplete formation of alveolingual sulcus. Microglossia is a small tongue, macroglossia is a large tongue. So this forms the development of tongue.